Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. We have another article on this same subject. I did a video on it earlier, sharing another one with you. This one is from Military Times, and the headline is VA leaders working with DOGE, but says veterans' personal information is secure. This one is by Leo Shane. This just came out February 6th, 2025, and I'm sharing it with you here today. And with that, before I jump into it, I want to throw on a special thank you to Cisco Rivera, 5657. Cisco, thank you so much for your super comment, super chat. I really do appreciate your support so very much. Thank you. All right, so with that, let's jump into this. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really appreciate your support. Helps to share this information, get it in the hands of those that need it, and show those out there that we're actually paying attention to what's going on. This is a great platform to do that because it shows how many views specific videos get. So the awareness is apparent, right? Instead of reading an article somewhere, nobody knows how many times that article's been read. All right, so let's move on. Veterans Affairs officials confirmed Wednesday, the 5th of February, 2025, that they are working with officials from the Department of Government Efficiency on ways to reform agency operations, but insisted, I don't know why they say but insisted that veterans' medical and benefit data is not being shared with any outside offices. So it's all going to stay internal. So in a statement from a VA spokesperson, department leaders confirmed that the department has one employee from the controversial Government Efficiency Office who is, there's the quotation, who is specifically focused on identifying wasteful contracts, improving VA operations, and strengthening management of the department's IT projects, which have been a disaster, by the way. I'm sure, just like you're probably sure, that there are some really stupid contracts within the VA that could be either ended or renegotiated or what have you. So anyway, let's move on. The news came amid rumors. Let's make that a big word. Rumors throughout the veterans community about DOGE and its leader, billionaire Elon Musk, scanning VA systems and advising on potential program cuts even before the new VA Secretary Doug Collins had taken his new office. VA officials pushed back on those claims. Good. Here's a quotation. The DOGE employee, one, will solely focus on improving VA performance and efficiency and will not have access to veterans or VA beneficiaries' data, according to the department's statement. VA looks forward to working with DOGE to improve services to veterans, their families, caregivers, and survivors, which is actually a great thing that they say it that way, and I've mentioned this before in the past. If you say taking care of disabled veterans, well, that's about 6.5 million. If you say taking care of veterans, that's about 18 million. If you say taking care of all of the above, right? Improve services for veterans, their families, dependent children, spouses, caregivers, and survivors, well, now you're talking in the 40 millions. Much bigger number to talk about. And when you talk about big numbers, you talk about votes. And when you talk about votes, you talk about action. So that's all good. The more that you see all of those things together, the better. All right, moving on. Collins, who is the VA secretary, was confirmed by the Senate on Tuesday, the 4th of February, 2025, and sworn into office late Wednesday morning, which was the 5th of February. In his introductory statement to VA workers, he did not specifically mention the Department of Government Efficiency, but he did promise to challenge the status quo in order to find new and better ways of helping VA beneficiaries. He also said he would celebrate the vast majority of VA employees who do a great job every day and ''hold employees accountable when they fall short of the mission." I agree on both of those. Fully, all the way. And why? Because look, the stellar, good to go, driven, outstanding employee is often forgotten and overshadowed by the crappy one who you're constantly having to reprimand. So you're focused on the bad one, you ignore the good one. The good one eventually feels like they're just getting used and they leave. So you need to take care of your good people, and I'm glad that he is doing that at the highest levels. White House officials on Wednesday blasted media reports that operatives from the Government Efficiency Agency have been covertly installed outside servers on federal finance systems to monitor employees and improperly access classified material without appropriate clearance. DOGE senior advisor Katie Miller said in a statement that the accusations were made up tall tales from uninformed career bureaucrats who probably telework. That's funny. All right. But in recent days, administration officials have moved quickly and critics argue illegally to shutter the U.S. Agency for International Development and the Department of Education as part of efforts to shrink the footprint of the federal government. Last week, House Veterans Affairs Committee ranking member Mark Takano urged VA employees to not fall for Elon's scam and accept buyout offers from the administration designed to cut tens of thousands of jobs from the federal payroll. I'll tell you what, I know for a fact that there are plenty think about the size, first of all, of the federal government. Think about how many of those people already have a foot out the door, and maybe they're working on trying to find another job, whatever it is, and they already got a foot out the door. And once you have that short timer mentality, what happens to your performance? It drops, right? You're not doing as much. And so I don't know. I mean, as quote unquote controversial as it is, I mean, do you want somebody with one foot in, one foot out? Because believe me, anybody who's like, they got their stake in the ground, I'm a federal employee, I'm going to be here until I retire, this is it. They're not going to take an early out. They're going to ignore that and they're going to continue on. But those who are 1 foot in, 1 foot out, don't really care, just kind of, I'm just here, I'm clocking in, clocking out, I'm looking for another bigger, better job anyway, I don't really care. Those are the ones that are going to be like, oh yeah, free money, I'll take it. And they jump ship. Well, I mean, is that necessarily a bad thing, I guess, is the question. Just to have numbers doesn't necessarily equate to productivity. It's kind of like having a closet with 47 shirts. Sure, you have a lot of shirts. How many are you actually wearing? How productive are those 47 shirts, right? Do you really need all 47? Because they're just taking up space. Probably get rid of half of those and donate them, and there you go. All right. So let's move on. Elon Musk said the same thing to Twitter employees, and he scammed them too. This is another quote. He didn't pay any of the severance he promised them, he said in a statement. Civil servants are his next target, and Donald Trump is egging him on. VA leaders have already placed about 60 well then look, if you're going to accept it, make sure you get it all in writing and make sure it's buttoned up and maybe show it to an attorney. All right. VA leaders have already placed about 60 department employees focused on the diversity and inclusion programming on administrative leave, and last week dismissed the heads of the Center for Women Veterans and the Center for Minority Veterans. Collins, in his confirmation hearing, promised that I will be the biggest cheerleader for every VA employee out there who is out there getting up every morning and doing it right, making sure we're taking care of our veterans. But he also said that the department must focus on accountability and efficiency to ensure taxpayer funds aren't being wasted. The department currently employs about 479,000 individuals and handles medical and benefits information for more than 9 million veterans. There's actually more veterans enrolled in healthcare than are receiving disability compensation, just as a little side fact. Now, that concludes it from Military Times. Just sharing that with you here today. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.